Still about 2 miles an hour. Top winds in the center, 105, Cat 1. And we go to Ricky Mathews, our brother and broadcast SuperTalk host of Coast Vue. Morning, Ricky. How are you, sir?
Good morning, my friend. How are you this morning?
You still at home?
I am. Sitting here watching an approaching rain ban as we speak.
You gonna send out? Have you sent out a new video this morning?
I did. We posted it maybe 10, 15 minutes ago.
Did you? So how does it change from yesterday in the video you sent yesterday? Is it up a lot more?
Well, here's the issue is that yesterday I think they sort of shifted more toward coastal Mississippi, and today at least the center line has moved a little bit more toward Alabama-Mississippi line. The bottom line is that the hurricane center is heading in its bets because the steering currents are so weak for this storm. They're just telling every community inside the warning area to be prepared because, it's going to make a series of turns. If you look at on the weather.com app, you can see that it'll drift a little bit this way, then that way. It's kind of a jagged general direction. So it's going to go north, and then it's going to go west, and it's going to go north. Eventually, they think it's going to turn more to the northeast and then head out of here. When it makes that turn is a real key for all of us. So we're waiting with bated breath as this thing just literally drifts.
Good question.
Yeah.
It's a question I'll ask Kelly. She's coming on. Kelly Richardson's coming on 8:37. It's a question I'll ask her. What are the possibilities that this thing will regenerate into a hurricane again if it heads toward Georgia and then goes out into the ocean again?
Yeah, well, you can leave that to the experts. I don't know. But what I do know is this, that I just checked before we got on the line. The core of the storm has actually sort of rebuilt itself. The pressures have dropped. And we expect the winds. Last advisory was 85 miles an hour. It's dropped down a little bit. But it's starting to sort of get its act together again, and there's some speculation that it will continue to strengthen as it goes into landfall. You hate to say more likely or likely that it's going to hit more toward the Alabama-Mississippi line. You hate to say that specifically because the Hurricane Center continues to say they can't be sure. So if you're in the warning area, you must be prepared for at least a Category 2 storm. That's the message coming from them, and they're screaming that loudly so people won't drop their guard.
Isn't the other bad news about this, Ricky, that as long as they don't know means that it's basically stationary?
Yeah. Well, it's the last report 2 miles an hour to the northeast. So 2 miles. It's going to be such. The thing I said this in my video this morning. In one of my posts this morning, I just said, try to get some sleep because, this has been going, people have been tracking this thing for like 48 hours, and it's just unnerving not knowing. You know that. I mean, it's just, people down here have some post-traumatic stress syndrome from all the storms that have been here.
Yeah. The
feeling they can't control the situation, the feeling that they don't know what's going to play out, they worry about the aftermath. These are all normal, feelings. So, people just want this thing to be done.
Mostly like if you start thinking about Houston and that rain event that they had there, then you think about if this thing was over more to the west and happening in the bowl of New Orleans, my God, what would have happened there? But
well, no doubt. I said that on my note this morning that already we got something to celebrate because if it would have hit to our west, what you see in Alabama and Pensacola and those areas now, in parts of Jackson County, the whole Mississippi Gulf Coast would have been raining now since yesterday afternoon. So we're benefiting to some extent on it by its current position. Although as you can look at the radar and see that at some point it's going to start raining in coastal Mississippi, and it's not going to stop for a long time. It's been raining in Jackson County now for a while.
Have you seen any current rain amounts to date?
No, I haven't. In here, we had in Biloxi just a small shower that came through at some point yesterday afternoon, maybe a little bit during the night, but it really has not started raining here yet. I'm literally looking at the rain now, so it's headed this way. But
well, we're worried about the economic effect, of course, on things like the casinos and everything else in the business in general along the coast, but. With a rain event of historic proportions like this, if it does materialize, then you also have that problem. So as far as the ecosystem is concerned too, and God knows what's going to happen there.
Yeah, a lot of rain is not a good thing for sure. I mean, the rivers are going to be draining into the Gulf. It's going to impact the fishing community. But the most we can hope for is that it passes further to our east, and we get a lot of rain and some storm surge, and the sun comes back out again, the casinos will get open back up again, and we move on with our lives. That's the hope. Hopefully that's.
At what point does that thing click in your mind, or somebody knocks on your door and they say, "Ricky, we got to get out of here"? What are the visible signs that says you must depart?
It would be a lot more than what it is now.
Is it?
Yeah, our personal plan is Category 4 or 5. We're going to really think twice about it.
Oh,
but I'm 25 feet above sea level where I am here. And we built a fortress when we built this house after Katrina. We built the gold standards. We have a generator, so we got a kind of a self-contained, fortress here.
I got you. So you feel pretty safe in hunkering down.
100%. Hey, my family and I almost got killed by Katrina. So
I do.
Believe me,
I heard that story.
We wouldn't take a chance. We wouldn't take a chance.
On a brighter note, who's on the program today?
I've got emergency officials actually from Jackson County and Hancock County, folks you've been talking to as well, and I have Jamie Bates, who is the guy who has the rescue the barbecue effort where they feed first responders after storms.
Yeah,
and he'll be doing that as well after the storm. And he's a good friend and just a terrific guy.
Well,
and then we'll have the mayors on tomorrow. So you and I are both trying to stay in touch. Make it as local as possible, make sure people know what's going on, and we're going to stay focused on that.
We're going to call you and see if you'll give us another report tomorrow, if you will, sir.
You bet, buddy.
Got it. Thank you, man. Appreciate it very much. Ricky Mathews.
Bye-bye.